What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel and some more gaming for you. Today we got something special. We've picked up a new game. We've heard a little bit about it and seen some other reviews and videos. It's definitely one that's still flying under the radar, but this is from Black Site Studios, more often known for their terrain, but they do have a selection of games. But this is called Lunar, and it's a skirmish game, but sort of a micro-skirmish game, as we'll see when we get into it. And really just an interesting and unique setting. So basically a sort of alternate 1970s-ish space race here. And when we say micro-skirmish, we do mean really micro, as in small amounts of minis here. So typically like 3 to 5 or so per side, and often played on something pretty small, like a 2x2. And again, just a neat concept with a lot of neat rules and mechanics from what we've seen so far. So we're going to get this open for you guys, get everything sorted up, and then we'll introduce what we get in the box here. So this is the 2-player starter. We get some US astronauts and then some Soviet cosmonauts. So we'll be right back after we get all this open. Alrighty guys, we're back. We got everything opened up here, so we get quite a bit for that being such a small box. So we're going to jump into some things in a little bit more detail in subsequent videos, but we get bases for everything, of course. Some dice, so the game uses D6s, and then a couple of special dice for marking damage and things like that. We get our Soviet cards here, our cosmonauts, our astronauts, and again, we'll jump into a whole new series of videos covering stats and how the game works and mechanics and all that stuff, so stay tuned for that. But again, this is just a quick unboxing, so we get that. Big old deck here of item cards, usable by all the factions and things like that. Items, upgrades, all kinds of things. You can see that there's a little bit of color coding in there. Get this funky, I'm not sure how they managed to do the shrink wrap on it, but there's basically 2 cardboard sheets here. So we get a ruler and then various tokens. Kind of flip that out for you guys and show you on this side. So prone markers, resources, all kinds of fun stuff, and everything's double-sided, which is pretty cool as well. So we'll get that out of the way. And then looking at the minis too, so everything is in resin, and again, really great detail. So we got our US bodies, our Soviet bodies here, kind of actually came already separated on that one, but again, not that many differences. A spacesuit is a spacesuit, but there are definitely some subtle differences there. And then various sprues of weapon and item arms. So we're going to do some research first on sort of just typical loadouts and kind of go from there. But we get all kinds of neat things. We got like a drill, some of the various firearms that they use in the game. Looks like some sort of shield as well. Some pistols. So looks like some tools as well. Looks like a wrench there. Some knives, and then just some regular arms, and I think medics are in this as well. So I think that's the thing here. But pretty simple affair. So again, typical working with resin things. So got to clean and wash these up. But from just a cursory inspection, really not much in the way of mold lines. So good stuff there. First time we've had any minis from Black Site Studios, but so far no complaints. So we can get this all cleared off, and then we get our rule book here. Oops. Again, nice color, good gloss on that. So good stuff here. And again, we'll have a whole separate series of videos taking in some of the lore, exploring missions and such. And just let's get this flipped to the right page here. So we're clocking in at 61 pages, which is very reasonable for any game, but still a lot here for it being such a smaller game. But again, we cover missions, narrative, gameplay, upgrades, things like that, building your factions. And it's not just US versus cosmonauts, they've expanded it. So there's what do we got? There's the European Space Agency, there's sort of corporate assets now as a faction, Republic of China, if I'm not mistaken. So, and you know, just lots of good expansions there. Vehicle rules are in it as well. So there's plenty here. So it's definitely, again, just a great game in that sense of, again, micro-skirmish, not much involved to get in. Really not going to be something where you're constantly throwing money at it, chasing a meta, kind of like, you know, like your 40Ks and stuff like that. So just very nice, easy, something different. Certainly, again, there's really nothing else out there. So yeah, sci-fi, but really like real world, alternate real world, I guess, sci-fi, right? If we categorize it a little bit. So, you know, alternate, again, space race. And just, again, pretty neat concept, you know, generally, again, being played on a 2x2. Doesn't really require much in the way of terrain. You know, very small boards, very reasonable to get set up on that. And they do offer some terrain as well for the game. And with Blacksite Studios, you're going to have everything pre-painted, so that's always cool. MDF terrain for the most part. So yeah, the game itself already has plenty going for it. Lots of extras right off of sort of your initial core box purchase here. And then I think in one of their more recent videos, they also announced, I think it's going to head to Mars at some point. So just lots of cool stuff going on for that. But again, we will bring you much more content, guys, but definitely a reasonable game and something different if you're looking for, again, just a very different experience without a large initial cost outlay. So I think the 2-player box was around 70 or 80, so very reasonable to split with a friend and jump into the game. So let us know in the comments, guys, if you've already picked up Lunar and any experiences with it, or if you hadn't heard about it before, anything else you'd like to see for the game. Again, we're going to get things built and painted and up and running for you guys and start putting out some more content for this as well. So look for that in the near future. But for now, let us know your thoughts, guys, and drop those in the comments, like and subscribe, and we'll have more for you soon. Thanks so much for watching. We'll see you in the next one.